Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live in North Korea? Here's something strange that happened in the country. Hyeon Yong-chol, the late North Korean defense minister, was executed in front of hundreds of people for dozing at a military event. When you think of North Korea, you probably think of it as a large military base where all they do is make and test weapons. It is so cloaked in mystery and separate from the rest of the world that all the information we have are from tourists and people that have managed to escape the prison. Country. North Korea, also known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, is one of the most repressive countries in the world. From 3 generations of punishments to the compulsory portraits of the nation's leader in every home, North Korea has no shortage of shocking revelations. This is a list of 10 weird things that only exist in North Korea. The 10th on our list would probably make you cringe in the worst way possible. Sanction on disrespect. You know how you could easily make a meme making fun of the president of your country, especially when they come up with another dumb policy? Yeah, you can't do that in North Korea. In the Western world, you can share your memes and funny thoughts about the government around the internet, and you will probably go viral with no consequence attached. There are currently memes about the latest presidential debate between Trump and Biden going viral on the internet, and they are worth the laugh.
This is a tough business to run for president.
I know you're a tough guy, Jeb.
And we need a leader that is principled.
tough.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way.
You're 42 and you're at 3, so
Doesn't matter.
far I'm doing better.
Doesn't matter.
So far
But this is not the point. The point is that you might not believe this, but you are lucky. In North Korea, you cannot disrespect the nation's leader, as it comes with very serious sanctions. You can't even fold any paper that has his face on it, which means every newspaper in North Korea could be said to be straight and neat since their leader's photo is on every paper. If just folding his photo could get you in trouble, imagine what would happen if they caught you slandering him. Did you shudder? Because I did. The absolute horror that would be. If you are dissatisfied with a particular rule as a North Korean, you are better off keeping it to yourself and grumbling in your room. Make sure to not grumble too loudly though, because North Korea has an informant culture, so your neighbor could report you for saying Kim Jong-un has a potato face. Number 9 is something that would make you think you have been transported to the 17th century. 3 generations punishment policy. Now this is tough. Do you know the things your grandparents had gotten up to in their time? Did you even meet your grandparents? If you did, good for you, and if you didn't, well, it's the cycle of life. At least you have the luxury of deciding whether or not you want to be associated with your grandparents. For a North Korean, meeting or not meeting their grandparents is not necessary as long as they are related. If their said grandparents had committed any offense, best believe their children and grandchildren will be paying for it. This is the 3 generations punishment policy. The nation's leader does not believe that only the offender should be punished. He believes that their children and grandchildren should also be punished. This law was instituted in 1950, supposedly to eliminate the blood lineage of counter-revolutionary North Koreans after the war. While you argue about inheriting generational wealth, North Koreans are hoping their family members don't commit any offense that would warrant life imprisonment for 3 generations. Imagine being born in a prison because your grandparent folded a newspaper. The sentence? Guilty by blood. Number 8 is no religious freedom. Everybody has a right to their beliefs, right? Wrong. Not in North Korea. You want to go on a personal spiritual journey to rid your mind of all the troubles of this world? Cute, but if you're North Korean, you are better off just believing in the words of your leader and looking for a way to find peace in that. Although their constitution states that there is freedom to practice any religion, as long as it doesn't interfere with the social order, harm the state, or introduce any disruptive ideas, North Korea operates strictly as an atheist state. Don't fret though, the North Korean government has their way of showing consideration for this restriction. They understand that humans will naturally look for something to believe in apart from a narcissistic leader. The nation's leading family, the Kims, have allowed some religions that cater to their political propaganda. These religions have obviously been vetted thoroughly to ensure they don't brainwash the citizens and encourage rebellion. Imagine the horror once a citizen attains enlightenment. We wouldn't want that. These religions are shamanism, Kondoism. Chondoism is a government favourite and is often regarded as the nation's religion as it promotes revolutionary anti-imperialist movement. At number 7, we have state-sanctioned haircuts. You probably love to experiment with your hair. Sometimes it's curly. Other times it's straight. The weather is hot, you put it in a bun, it gets cold, you let it down. You are probably watching this video in a messy bun and a pajamas you haven't changed in a while. How fun. In North Korea, the people are limited to certain hairstyles and hair length, so no Beyoncé-inspired haircuts. Sorry. Since 2013, there have been rumours circulating that there are only 24 hairstyles approved by the North Korean government. But this has been disproved by tourists. Honestly, the reality is not so far from the rumours. North Koreans are only allowed relatively short hairstyles. For the women, their hairstyles are dependent on their age and marital status. Single women typically wear shorter hairstyles than married women. The men wear their hair not longer than 5 centimetres and 2 inches. The most common hairstyle among the men is that of the nation's leader, Kim Jong-un. It's clear to see that they copy him because he looks like a supermodel and not because of the herd mentality they have been cultured to have. If hair length is an issue, can you imagine the absolute chaos that would break out if a citizen dyed their hair? Let's not think about that. Next on our list, coming in at number 6 is the calendar. This may sound like a funny question, but do you know what year it is? If you said 2024, then by Western standards you are right. But if this question was directed at a North Korean, don't surprise to hear something that sounds like binary numbers. The North Korean year numbering system uses the Juche calendar. The Juche calendar begins in the year the founder of North Korea, Kim II Sung, was born. Kim II Sung was born in 1912, which translates to year 1, so North Korea is currently in year 113. The decree was adopted on July 8, 1997, on the 3rd anniversary of Kim II Sung's death, and it was implemented on September 9, 1997. Do you know how insane this is? To try everything to isolate your citizens from the Western ideology to the point of using a different calendar. Are you fascinated by the concept of having an entire country's calendar formed from your date of birth? Then maybe you should have been born under 2 rainbows, have a super bladder that never needs to be emptied, and have the ability to control the weather. At least that is what is said of Kim II Sung. How nice it is to kick up your feet and watch videos online. If only the North Koreans had that. Number 5 on our list is the North Korean internet. Contrary to popular belief, North Koreans are not completely cut off from technological advancement. Though incomparable to Western society, there are North Koreans that have cell phones, although international calls are deemed illegal and punishable by law. The internet is also available in North Korea, but only under special authorization, and it is said to rely on internet routing from China and Russia. High-level officials and certain universities have access to the global internet, while other citizens may have access to the nation's intranet known as Kwangmyong, also known as Brightstar. The intranet is closely monitored by the authorities, so no citizen is going to sneak in a quick Google search on how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Kwangmyong runs on an outdated software. It has been described as resembling the internet from back in 1994. The global internet is accessible through Kwangmyong by certain authorized units. But access to the global internet does not mean complete access. An American engineer accidentally stumbled on the list of websites that North Koreans are legally allowed to access. They ranged from North Korean cooking shows to their movies, information about their government, society and general propaganda. So it's safe to say that even the high officials in North Korea have not been keeping up with the Kardashians. There are people who can carry their bags and go wherever the wind leads them. So number 4 might be a bit shocking. Freedom of movement. When was the last time you went on vacation? If you are in a certain income bracket, then it's probably recently. If you are like most people that can't afford to go on a vacation, then maybe you are not so different from the North Koreans. Did you perhaps feel a sense of camaraderie from knowing that there are people out there that have never gone for a vacation? Well, don't feel too good about it. While you can't afford to go because of insufficient funds, North Koreans are not allowed to go. Movement even within the country is restricted, so traveling outside of the country for the masses is almost unheard of. They usually require the government's permission to leave the country, and these permissions are obviously not easily granted. They wouldn't want to pollute the nation with Western culture. Have you ever heard of North Korean defectors? No freedom of expression. Oh wow, North Korea, one of the most repressive countries in the world, does not allow its people to express themselves. How shocking. In 2023, the North Korean government banned the use of language that has Western influences or sounds South Korean. In the same year, 17 citizens were arrested for watching unsanctioned videos and using the South Korean language. One of them reportedly got sentenced to 10 years of forced labor. For the past few years, K-pop has been mainstream even in Western media. Their eye-catching visuals, songs, and exciting choreography have made them appealing to many viewers. K-pop is banned in North Korea. The country instead encourages folk and classical-style traditional music. So it's not far-fetched to say that any North Korean that has somehow discovered BTS is keeping it to themselves like a dirty little secret. If you haven't already figured it out, K-dramas are also banned, so no Lee Min-ho for them either. Next up at number 2 is restricted wardrobe. Jeans, oh how we love them, the versatility they offer, how convenient they can be. If you have come this far, then you shouldn't be surprised to hear what I'm about to say. They are banned in North Korea because they reflect the Western way of life. Although Western clothing is not completely banned in North Korea, the citizens' wardrobe is strictly monitored. Women's clothing is supposed to be conservative and at least knee length. No wonder there is a preference for the chagori, the traditional North Korean clothing. No matter how hot it is, you won't see a North Korean woman running around with a tank top and shorts. The aim of the strict dress code is to reflect the country's socialist values, promote unity, and of course restrict individuality. Recently, the North Korean government is said to have become more strict on the dress codes, even going as far as banning sunglasses, naming them counter-revolutionary. It's just sunglasses, man. They have also banned white wedding dresses, deeming them an influence of South Korea. The last on our list is something out of a dystopian movie. I present to you number 1 compulsory Kim family portraits. If you are not holding a political office, it is typically weird to have your president's photo in your home. Even if you are into politics, it would still be considered weird to have the president's photo in your home. It is more commonly found in the office. North Koreans do not have that option, unfortunately. Every North Korean home contains a portrait of the Kim family. I am not sure why except to soothe their already inflated ego. It gets worse. In the event of a house fire, instead of rescuing the things that you actually need, you are mandated to rescue the leader's portrait first or face jail time. There are also routine checks to ensure that these portraits are kept neat and well placed, because if they get dusty, the leader will obviously get some kind of respiratory disease from the dust. I can't bear to imagine how horrible it will be for the frame to be slightly out of place. The apocalypse that would occur. Which of these rules was the most shocking to you? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.